We, Yevgeniy Zamyatin's futuristic novel of dictatorship, was written in 1920-21, but not officially published in Russia until 1988. Yet it was known in the West from 1924 onwards, and it clearly anticipates both Aldous Huxley's Brave New World and George Orwell's 1984. Indeed, Orwell admits to having read it. We contains both Huxley's scientific tyranny and Orwell's all-seeing police state, and like those books, We outlives its immediate times to address the perennial dilemmas of individual liberty and responsibility.
Citizens of one state, we are assembled here on the brink of a new age. The sun stands at noon and must eventually decline to give us rest. But for one state there can be no deserved rest without the promise of a challenge in the coming dawn. The promise and challenge of a new firmament of achievement into which we may ascend together by dint of our collective efforts. Comrades, citizens, the future is ours. My comrades, my children, the day is near when we shall reach beyond the earth itself into the clear blue depths of outer space. It waits for us, that vast calm ocean, on whose other side the stars themselves are waiting too, to greet our first audacious voyages, as we bring the light of reason to that far-off dark. Expect us hourly, you benighted denizens of outer space, you primitive expectant hordes who, even if you do not know it, long for our arrival. And should you doubt our coming, be certain that reason will prevail in your world as in this. We come to teach, to build, to shape, and to ensure the last supremacy of reason and order. Soon, our spacecraft, the Integral, 5 years in the building, will take flight. My brothers, what is noble?
Reason.
My sisters, where does justice lie?
In reason.
What then must reason serve?
Itself, reason, itself, reason.
Let this then be understood. And now, my comrades, citizens, my friends, go quickly to your labors. Time is short. We are one state.
We are one state.
And I read in the paper that the benefactor is calling on all citizens to contribute to the celebration of the launch of the Integral.
So I believe. Well?
Then it behoves the citizens of one state to treat the request with the utmost seriousness. The launch of the Integral will be the crowning achievement of the last 200 years. Here is an opportunity for celebration if ever there was one.
Absolutely. Annus Mirabilis, etc. And so?
The first cargo transported on the Integral will be the writings of the citizens of one state, including those of the benefactor himself.
How very apt. How lucky the far-flung recipients will be.
Indeed. Your work, of course, will be included too.
I dare to hope so.
Never doubt it. And, well, I don't know. I wondered if... I thought...
Spit it out, man.
I thought that I would respond.
I see. You would respond. And what form would your response take?
I thought that since I am to be aboard the Integral on its maiden flight, that I myself would write something.
Oh, did you now? Well, well. What's brought this on?
Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing, my friend. I assure you.
Then don't smirk.
I'm afraid that is my face, which I'm powerless to affect. reason has yet to reach my face.
It's easy for you, R13. Since we were boys, you've been a poet. Words are your vocation.
And astronautical engineering has been yours. So why turn to writing?
There are a million engineers.
You are the poet of the engineers, the chief, the one to whose responsibilities all engineers aspire. You will ride the integral. You will see the stars I must imagine. You will bring the benefits of a rational state to their benighted aboriginals. I, alas, shall never break the bonds of earth. I must labor humbly here at home and wait for your reports. I have no wings, alas.
To be a poet, though.
It has its moments, I
The
admit.
odes you write for public executions.
Yes.
The task is such an honour.
And a burden, my old friend. A burden born with pride.
You wear your burden lightly.
Yes, I do. A point of honour, that.
And look like Pushkin. Poet of the poets.
Yes, I do. It's terrible.
Which, admitted now, is pleasing to the ladies.
Oh, what will you write, then, comrade engineer?
I will write an epic, comrade poet.
What will be your theme? A song of rivets, of expansion coefficients, of fuel-weight ratios, and gravity's death grip?
Laugh then, my friend, but I shall attempt an epic of the ordinary life, to let the future know of us in our own words.
A worthy subject, undeniably, both natural and obvious. Are you, though? Forgive me, D. It's equal.
We shall find out. But if I am faithful to one state, to the actually existing reality of one state, then logically what I shall write must be an epic, no?
Will you create a monument more lasting than bronze?
You are, I think, alluding to a literary work unknown to me.
Or than the railway timetable?
My favourite childhood reading.
Mine too. Bravo. Now, that's the spirit.
It is not necessary to imagine, merely to record. This world, our world, the world of one state, is a de facto epic, hugely populous, built to endure, heroic in the smallest detail. In the earth, the metro runs, in the ether, the aeros swoop and hover. All is calm beneath the scrutiny of the guardians. As one shift leaves the factories, another comes, 100,000 at a time, on foot, by air, by metro, by escalator, singing to their work. Vast waves of affirmation breaking and reforming perfectly over the means of production. Happy the man and the woman, too, who lives inside this golden age. I could begin my epic anywhere. Here, this evening, for example. Sitting at the window of my apartment, 1,000 meters above the street, where the glass of the towers seems inseparable from the blue of the sky. When I look out, the late sun slides across the windows of the residential tower opposite, and as the sun departs, 10,000 blinds are lowered, marking sexual appointments. The personal hour, as laid down in the table of hours. These are, of course, private, as anyone can see. I have a booking of my own, a regular request from Comrade O, the data entry clerk, which I, of course, accept. I am a character of the epic, too.
What are you thinking?
What? I'm thinking of reason, little Comrade O. Of reason.
Reasons for what?
Reason, singular.
What about it?
What about it? Everything about it. There it is, the principle of reason. In the mind's clear eye, like an icy blue depth without limit. The blue depth of reason, like that of space, is all-encompassing. This is what is meant by beauty, the marriage of reason and fact.
I see. I suppose that's interesting. If that's what you're interested in.
Comrade O, why do you ask?
No reason, Comrade D.
Impossible. I sometimes think you are impossible, but then, of course, I know you can be solved, laid bare like an equation. Even here, in the moment of sexual encounter and release, reason is present.
If you say so, Comrade D.
History says so. We say so, not I.
Yes, but you do think of me sometimes.
Of course, self-evidently, Comrade O.
Not only now, when we do this?
Now is the only time allotted for sexual reflections in the table of the hours.
Yes, isn't it? You need to sign my card.
Of course.
It's you I ask for every time when I make my request for this appointment. I wonder who you ask for.
Does it matter?
So, should I continue to ask for you? Or should I send my pink cards somewhere else?
I am at your disposal, Comrade O.
Of course you are.
The hour is up.
I'm nearly finished. There,
I'll show you out. I'm due another 15 minutes exercise.
of course. Well, thank you, Comrade D.
Always a pleasure, Comrade O. Till next time, then.
We are one state.
We are one state. We walk together at the times of exercise, at noon and when our labours end. We walk in our millions in our sky-blue uniforms. Our merest stroll is a parade. We link arms. We become a single entity. We are a world brought wholly into the light, the steady, impersonal light the ancients would attribute to the god Apollo, but which now the benefactor casts upon us in his final wisdom. At noon and evening, we are there amid the glassy grandeur of the city squares, affirming what we are. One state. The marriage of the number and the mind. Here any comrade, known or unknown, is my friend. We are the state, the one, embodied in the benefactor's perfect prime. In a world without strangers, I need look at no one. All are known to me implicitly. Except when I looked up, I caught somebody's eye. It could have been anyone's, but this eye was a stranger's. A female person's, staring at me with an expression that seemed... And this, of course, cannot be true. Too complicated to bear analysis.
D503, I think I'm right in saying.
You have only to read the number on my uniform, Comrade I330.
Forgive me. A figure of speech.
I beg your pardon? Should you wish to contact me, dispatch a form by normal channels.
Come to Auditorium 112 tomorrow.
Excuse me, I cannot respond to a request delivered in this manner, as you of course know, but if I should receive the order...
Oh, you'll get the order, comrade. Never doubt it. The form with which I'm claiming you is on its way already. The inexorable process is in motion. Till we meet then. We are one state.
We are one state. I shall have to redraft these pages when I finish. Remove the rough working. We must always show the working, though. But how could I set such an incident, an episode, this intrusion of irrationality before the benefactor? How could I not? For nothing is omitted. All is known, is to be known, subjected to the scrutiny of reason. And, ergo, what may not be known cannot exist, must not exist. I'm tired. Let me sleep. Her face was like an X, a problem to be solved.
Compared to the blazing daylight of one state, is sleep a rational place? Will you be safe inside its darkness? Or must you meet me there, on that bare ground? What's the most frightening word you can think of? The most frightening word is if. If you were naked on the bare bed, you must have nothing to hide. But what if you have something to hide, something unseen and unspoken you can't make sense of? Something that stretches you out there on the bed. Something like a succubus, almost. Look it up, Comrade D, in the dictionary. Look for me, your succubus, your impossible visitor among the dry pages in the moment you awake. Are you afraid? And if so, do you like this fear? Well?
07:45. Work begins at 08:30. Good morning, comrades. We are one state.
Of course we have history. History is the scale against which we measure our achievement, our ascent into the light of reason. History serves the end of reason. How could it be otherwise? 200 years ago, 2 millennia, anyway, a long time, pestilence and famine, slaughter. From the wreck, the city climbed. Embodiment of light and order, walled in by glass, beyond which lies, who knows, the dead. We don't inquire.
Good morning, Comrade D.
Good morning, Comrade U.
A moment, Comrade.
Sorry? Yes, Comrade Concierge U?
A message for you.
From Comrade O. May I collect it later?
The message, Comrade D, is not from Comrade O.
I see. Thank you, Comrade Concierge.
Do you not wish to know the identity of the sender?
I beg your pardon?
The identity of the sender.
Please?
A comrade. Comrade I330.
Thank you.
Not Comrade O.
As you say, not Comrade O.
That makes a change, this Comrade I.
May I have the message?
Of course. The message is for you. It has been read by guardians on your behalf.
But it's not pink. It's blue.
Sorry, Comrade?
It isn't pink. It's blue.
Were you expecting pink? Your Comrade O sends pink.
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Normally, your Comrade O sends pink, but this ticket is blue. It's culture, then, this Comrade I330 wants you for, and not the other thing.
Yes.
Ah, well. Good morning, Comrade. You don't want to be late?
We've had the whole ignition taken out, stripped and cleaned, not once but twice. It makes no sense.
Comrade Second Engineer, everything makes sense. Go over the figures.
I have.
Go over the figures again. The problem has a rational solution. Figures enable us to find it.
As second engineer on the Integral, I am aware of this.
It is my job to insist. Someone down there in the day shift on the test bed is not paying attention. If it is not the firing pattern, then there is something wrong with the fuel mixture.
The ship is too big. That's the problem. Just too big.
The ship is the required size. It is the Integral.
Nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
Yes, comrade.
You are tired, second engineer. It is lunchtime. Come back to this with a clear mind and renewed determination after food and exercise. Refreshment will enlighten you, and then you can enlighten our comrades down there on the test bed.
I'll come down with you to the square.
I shall not be walking this lunchtime.
Huh?
I have an appointment.
Oh, I see. That kind of exercise. Very refreshing. Makes a change.
In fact, comrade, I am to attend a concert.
How are you? Never mind, eh?
What bedeviled our predecessors was a preoccupation with the notion of individual creativity, what was at one time called genius. Nowadays, as we know, art is a form of service, an act of praise for and from one state. The individual is nothing. We are what matter. Any music we need can be programmed and produced in the relevant factories and disseminated to the population by several media almost instantly. Our predecessors, though, their case was not so fortunate. So what did they make with their individuality, their genius? I330, please approach the stage now. I330 will play this instrument, once known as a grand piano, to demonstrate the chaos of creative thinking in former times.
I330. In her velvet ball gown, her hair pinned up, her disbelieving gaze that picks me out, begins.
Comrade I330, what will you play us today?
From the work of Debussy.
I heard this music and knew it to be irrational, a venting of feelings which, properly speaking, do not exist, cannot exist, since there is no language in which to describe them. And all the while, I330 held me with her gaze and her dark, unreasonable smile. And then, as I watch her, I know someone has started watching me. His name is S4711. He walks with a stoop and is suddenly in discreet attendance. When I look up, his gaze is always discreetly headed elsewhere. For example, to I-330's powdered cleavage and the single diamond drop she wore there as part of her authentic ancient costume. I look at her. S looks at her. She looks at me. He looks at me, but I have looked away. Is he a rival? Or a spy? What is my crime? I have committed no crime, not yet. I have 2 days in which to report I-330 for yesterday's irregular approach. And what did I do when the recital ended and the lecturer summed up and dismissed us? I laughed, since everybody laughed, and went home for my personal hour with O, where I thought... No matter. This is only a draft I'm writing. It is not yet real.
Engineer, what will you do after I go?
I'm sorry? Oh, I will do some paperwork. Here, figures and so on.
What is this?
Sort of... something I'm writing.
A diary? May I read it?
When it's finished, perhaps, but not now, you understand.
My life's always being postponed.
I don't follow.
You say later, afterwards, then, next. You say it to me, you say it to yourself. Does it never trouble you? Or frighten you?
We are inhabitants of time. But this is talk of a rather philosophical cast, isn't it?
I don't know about that. I want to live my life.
We are one state, remember.
Soon I shall be finished. Soon it will be too late.
Not necessarily. You'll find someone who will accommodate you, I'm sure of that.
You fool. I don't want someone. I mean, too late for us.
We talked about this. Although to do so is pointless, because what you wish for is not possible, never mind rational. Surely you must understand this. Why must you regard this as a personal matter? How can it be? I do not wish to rush you, but our time today is up.
Yes, so you say. Well, write your little book and you'll have your posterity that way. Just tell me if there's someone else.
How could there be someone else? All citizens are free to choose their partners during the personal hours. All requests must be honoured. There is nobody else because there is no one in particular. You know all this.
You sound like a machine.
And this worries you?
You are a monster.
Well, make your mind up. How can I be both?
How the hell should I know?
Beyond the scope of reason, nothing can exist. How I wish someone could find a way of telling this to O. The supremacy of reason is absolute. It admits no contradiction. Or, where it finds contradiction, will extinguish it. That is why the streets are made safe by the guardians. That is why O's irrational wish cannot be granted. Why, indeed, it is impermissible and dangerous even as a wish. I cannot be implicated in it. It is my duty to report that I was importuned by Comrade I. One day remains when I may safely do so. Am I sick? Perhaps I need 2 books to write in. One book to fly on the integral and one for me alone. Impossible. Not even thinkable.
Love? I beg your pardon, comrade. Love is not a subject anymore. And sex, it's not personal, merely a fact. Look where love got them, our hairy-handed forebears with their hairy souls. Crying at the moon for advice and assistance. Crying to the sea for a ship to set out or come back or what have you. Fools. What they needed was a timetable. Now work, now fornicate, now sleep. And now forget it. Yes?
All citizens of one state are free to attend the execution held at noon tomorrow in the Great Square. An hour's holiday is declared. A special fleet of metros will be provided.
I wonder what the crime was. Are you delivering the ode?
I am. I've no idea what the condemned creature did. Crime is crime is crime. A murder or a slogan on the wall are equal in the light of reason. Who cares? An ode's an ode in my book.
She's beautiful.
Comrade Second Engineer, who is she?
The ship, Comrade Engineer. The vessel. The Integral. She. They always used to call the vessel she.
And is that rational?
Of course not, Comrade. Still.
Your secret's safe with me, but tell me, Comrade, how many days until the launch?
60 now.
And is she... the ship on schedule?
Almost.
And tell me about almost.
The deep space fuel rods are delayed.
No, I mean, tell me about the word, almost.
It describes an irrational state.
And thus?
Does not exist.
Whereas the fuel rods...
Excuse me, I was looking...
Comrade, this is a restricted area.
Forgive me, it was your colleague D that I was looking for.
You must go down. The gantry is no place.
Comrade, let me deal with this. I think there's been a slight misunderstanding. Are you insane?
How can I be? Insane? They'd lock me up and stick me in the bell until my brains go pop.
Be quiet.
How can I answer your questions in silence? That's not rational.
This way, we need to go down. Come here. I should report you.
Yes?
Is that all you can say?
Report me then. They'll kill us both.
They won't kill me.
Really? There's a Guardian station. Why not find out? Once already you've failed to report me, comrade.
Can you not be quiet? There are listening posts on every corner now.
My vehicle's here. Get in.
I can't just leave my work like
Get in. I thought you were in charge.
But still someone will notice. For example, your admirer, S.
Oh, so are you jealous?
I do not understand the question. What is jealousy? Where are we going?
The ancient house.
Why there?
Are you excited?
I'm completely at a loss to know what you want with me.
Prepare to find illumination, comrade.
It is not possible to behave like this, simply to go off on a whim.
By your reckoning, this isn't happening, then?
But don't be absurd. Why the ancient house, though?
I fancied an outing. And a history lesson.
It's much more overgrown than I remember. That plant, that creeper, it's swallowed half the roof now. I haven't been here since I was a boy. It was strange. Strange still, the way it stands pressed up against the great glass wall, as though it had a prior claim upon the ground.
Perhaps you're experiencing nostalgia.
How would I know? We were brought here by Metro, 100 trainees, to see an object lesson in what we must rise above. This brick and wood and... what is it? Slate? And greenery? Relics of a dead technology, we heard. And inside... May we go inside?
Pay just a little, my children. A token to enter.
And this old woman, I think she was the doorkeeper even then. How strange it is, returning now. Here, little mother.
Ah, bless you, dear. And bless your love.
That is nostalgia. Study that feeling.
It's history, that's all. She's history. Aren't you, little mother?
If you say so, sweetheart.
Up the wooden stairs to Bedfordshire.
What?
Nothing. A saying from history.
It's wrong in here. It's dark.
But it's relaxing.
The people before us, why did they like the dark back then?
The same reason you do.
The dark is for unconsciousness. It's not for being in... It's not for this sort of fearful enjoyment, these mixed feelings, a willful error of logic. Where are you? Where have you gone? I'll be arrested in the dark. That will be the end of me. They'll put me in the benefactor's vacuum bell until my brains burst.
It's an old-fashioned house. The wardrobes are full of old-fashioned clothes for all kinds of occasions. Perhaps I'm an old-fashioned girl.
The dress is very short, I can see. Where is your uniform?
These are more comfortable. Touch them.
No.
Feel that. See?
I shouldn't be here.
Too late for that.
It can't be. I'm the engineer.
Relax. Let your imagination do the work. Sit here with me. Come on.
I have to get back. I should already have reported you.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. It seems...
It seems? Well, engineer, I'm shocked.
It seems my mind's not right these days.
You need a sick note.
A sick note?
It can be arranged. You're off the hook. Don't worry, comrade engineer.
Why are you doing this? Why do you take these terrible risks?
Or you could stay here with me.
Oh, no.
Very well. Goodbye then, comrade engineer.
What about my sick note?
Taken care of. Find your own way home. You'll manage that?
The babushka smiled at me as I left. She looked like an expert on young love, smiling and nodding. I put more money in her hand. She didn't stop. I wondered what world she was citizen of. I was followed by no one. No one followed me. I know his name. It's S. He is the absence around every corner. The shadow that steps out of sight. The face not looking back up the stairwell of the metro.
Good morning, comrade engineer.
Good morning, comrade S.
May I see the headlines in your paper?
Of course. Do you ever visit the ancient house?
Do you?
As a matter of fact, I was there yesterday.
You were? I see. It's fascinating, or so I remember. Almost a ruin.
Yes, absolutely. Wild and overgrown and ancient. I-330 accompanied me.
Did she know? A fascinating woman, as I'm sure you know, with, naturally, many admirers. Something of a personality, almost. Oh, my goodness, comrade, look at this.
Reliable sources report the discovery once again of evidence pointing to the existence of an elusive organization whose aim is the overthrow of the benevolent yoke of one state and the benefactor. This is very serious, comrade. Who?
Integral site. All change.
He's gone. My mind's not right.
Who is she?
What?
The other one. Who is she?
No one. There's no one.
At least be honest.
I am honest.
You think I'm stupid?
It isn't that. I'm not myself.
You're sick.
I think I am.
Then see the medics.
I need to see the guardians.
What for?
I was suborned.
I beg your pardon?
By a woman.
That's an interesting word. Suborned. And did you like it?
No, I must report her.
What did she do?
Oh, you know.
Tell me.
She propositioned me. Well, nearly. It was odd.
She made a pass at you, and now you want to give her to the guardians to play with?
Quiet.
You're right. You're not yourself. Who are you, Dee?
You're not being logical.
Is that so?
Obviously my duty is to report her.
Oh, well, do your duty, engineer. You must be mad.
I think so, yes. I went to the medics, and they were expecting me. The sick note was there on the desk at the medical centre. I was smiled on by officialdom. I've been ill. I've not been myself. Therefore, I'm off the hook. But the following day I found myself lingering outside the Guardian station in the street below my apartment. I watched the steady queue of those waiting to do their duty, to denounce their friends, their colleagues, their children. Noble work, done in the inescapable light of the glassy day, visible to all through the walls of the building.
Comrade engineer, hello. What brings you here?
Sorry?
You look as if you're somewhere else.
Yes.
Thinking of going in?
What?
Don't tempt him.
I was just thinking.
Dangerous business, especially just here. Let's move along a bit. So, you are dreaming. You know how?
He's dreaming of crime.
We shouldn't tease him, oh. He has the skinless soul of a poet. You're wasted on engineering and mathematics, Dee. Come over to the poets, my friend. Our fraternity will welcome you with open arms. Besides, we have a vacancy.
I have no imagination.
No.
Jokes are wasted on me. Anyway, why are you here? Let's go to my place. I want to show you some calculations.
How could any girl resist?
You wouldn't be interested. I didn't actually mean you. Just are.
I beg your pardon?
Just tell him.
I have a personal hour appointment with R now. He's busy tonight.
With R? I see.
That's right, with R. So...
We shan't need a whole hour, though, shall we?
Very well.
Remarkable. One would say that the exactitude of figures is almost eerie. Supposing there were such a thing as eeriness.
I knew you'd appreciate the symmetries and the fuel-weight ratio.
Of course. For where, my friend, do art and science meet? In the realm of order.
This place is a terrible mess, you know.
Huh.
I'll tidy round while you talk.
Just leave it, oh. Come here and sit on my knee.
If you insist.
I do. That's right. Like that. I've taken a leaf out of your book. I've decided to write about the integral.
I see. That's good. Of course it is. Have you begun?
This morning I had other work.
Such as?
I was finishing a verdict I am required to recite.
Oh, why so sad? It's bound to be acclaimed.
The prisoner was one of ours. A poet.
Oh, that's... What had he done?
Declared himself autonomous. The fool. Stood up in public and simply announced it. Left the guardians no choice.
You did your duty, though.
Of course.
All hail the benefactor! All hail the Republic of Reason!
Citizens, we gather in the sunlight here at noon, both to condemn and celebrate, to witness and to learn, to mark the fate of all who would oppose that single voice we raise in gratitude for one state. In the end, it is with neither sadness nor joy that we see our wicked brother put to death. It is in the acknowledgement of reason. Here is the place the unreasoning, the malcontent, shall end, must end. Here is the proof, the last analysis, the final justification of the sentence of death. It can be done. It must be done. Show us the prisoner.
Spare me, comrades! Send me to the mines! But spare me, I beg you, my comrades!
This, the dignity of the traitor. We are one state. Shall this criminal be spared?
Show no mercy! Show no mercy!
Wisely chosen. Who reads the verdict?
My benefactor. I am chosen so to do.
Poet R, proceed. Commit your comrade to the care of electricity.
The state creates, the state consumes, builds palaces upon the tombs of traitors killed in reason's name. One state, eternally the same.
One state, eternally the same.
The numbers who assemble here, above all things, hold one state dear. There is no self, no soul, but we, by anonymity made free.
By unanimity made free.
Beneath a uniform blue sky, we smile to watch a traitor die in agony. We celebrate the affirmation of the state. There is no armor against fate.
Let us affirm our single state.
Shall it be done?
Let it be done.
Let execution be done. Commit our errant brother to the care of electricity until he is entirely consumed.
No! No! Spare me!
All societies need great occasions. Perhaps one state has none greater than this almost religious act of awe and affirmation. I pity you, posterity, if this is what you lack.
Comrade D,
Damn. Yes, Comrade Concierge.
there is a letter for you here.
Thank you, Comrade Concierge.
Excuse me, but you may not have the letter yet. It has still to be read by the guardians. What are you thinking of, Comrade Engineer D? You don't want to be late for work, so I assume.
In my mention. I thank you for the information, Comrade Concierge. I shall collect the letter at the lunch hour, supposing it is to be given to me.
That is correct. Good morning.
The letter was perfectly banal. A pink appointment slip, the number of an apartment. Nothing wrong with that, except the signature. I knew what that meant.
Come in. Sit down a minute. I must sign this report. Never enough time in the working day, I find, despite the table of hours.
What exactly is the work you do?
Curator of ancient music. I preserve the music nobody plays. Just in case, for completeness, I have to listen to a good deal of it naturally. There, finished.
Why have you brought me here now?
You received the pink ticket.
But why me?
Who knows? It's not rational, certainly.
You shouldn't talk like that.
You're scared someone will hear. I hold executive rank. It's me who does the listening.
To speak of irrationality
is to risk invoking it. Exactly. Irrationality is a dirty word. That's what makes it interesting.
I ought to leave.
The personal hour lasts for an hour. Say irrationality.
I mustn't.
Oh, you must.
I can't.
Drink this.
What is it?
Try it.
But... is this alcohol? That strange odor.
Yes. The way it catches in the throat like interior perfume. A taste worth acquiring.
You know I can't drink this. It's forbidden. What are you doing? You mustn't touch.
This is the sexual hour, comrade, in which I may do as I like. Ravishing, isn't it? The smell of death, for which the penalty is death. Drink up. You know the rule. To destroy a few quickly makes more sense than to allow the many to ruin themselves, to degenerate, etc. Bottoms up. Now drink. Now say irrationality. Say it for me, engineer, my engineer, yes?
Irrationality.
There. That wasn't so bad, was it?
What happens now?
You leave. I have a guest arriving.
But, aren't we going to...
I beg your pardon.
But you said...
What did I say? I said a dirty word. Now hurry, please. I must get changed.
Who is he?
Who is who? We are one stage.
This other man.
Beg your pardon, comrade engineer. That sounds like jealousy.
There's no such thing. Everyone knows that. But who is he?
Work it out, dear comrade engineer. But do it as you go.
You went to sleep, I hope.
Not yet.
I see you've been writing. Is it going well?
I'm no poet, believe me. Would that I were.
Poetry, my friend, is not all roses. Believe me.
What's the matter, Comrade R?
May I be forgiven, but I am bored with verdicts.
Your verdicts are universally admired.
A poet needs continual fresh stimulus.
And executions don't supply the need.
Alas. The ancient poet Byron, he too grew bored. And he watched only 3. I've lost count.
I'm at a loss to advise you.
I have a message from O, by the way. She has a personal hour with you in 2 days. She wonders whether to keep it.
Of course.
O, you know, is shy.
Really? I must have missed that.
She does not wish to intrude.
On what? Nothing has changed.
She thinks our triangle is now a rectangle. It's nothing to me in any case.
Tell her to come as usual. May I ask you something?
Of course.
Did you ever try alcohol?
Why do you ask?
I wondered.
The ancient reputation of poets, anacreontic songs and the like. No, my friend, I never have. But a friend of mine, a woman, she told me...
I-330.
You're a dark horse, Engineer D. So you've been with her, too. Well, well, she's quite out of the ordinary, isn't she? A great cat from a jungle somewhere, so to speak. Our little secretary mice, they can't compete, so we're belly cousins again. Well, well. Small world.
What does he mean, 2? I'll kill him. I'll take his thick neck and squeeze it till his pushkin eyes pop out. Been with her, 2. I'll report him to the Guardians. My dear friend, what is to become of me? I will console myself with poetry. Your poetry. That will set me straight. No more the poetry of oceans, nightingales, and gods. No more the poetry of unnameable feelings and unknowable intimations. Yours is the poetry in which children learn their multiplication tables, or how to brush their teeth and wipe their backsides, to view the Guardians with a proper awe and witness executions. Let me take consolation in your art, my friend. And may your poems help me reaffirm my dedication to my task. The flight of the integral. Who is that?
Meet me downstairs on the corner immediately.
I'm on my way to work.
Do as I say. Comrade Engineer.
Comrade I. It's very foggy.
Do you like it?
I'm afraid of it.
Then you love it, because it's secret. Come with me.
Good morning, my darlings. Back again so soon.
He can't resist, little mother. He's sick. Let us know if someone follows him.
Your man looks nervous. You must teach him.
Oh, I mean to. Come here. Undress me. Quickly. Quickly.
We haven't got an appointment.
All the better, Engineer. Like that. Like that. You've fallen now, my angel, haven't you?
What has happened to me?
You're sick. You've fallen sick. It's irrevocable.
What shall I do?
Remember this and how it felt. Remember as you pass the Guardian post. Hand the sick note into the medics. Now, find your own way home again.
What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong.
There is. It feels as if you're not really here.
That's foolish.
It's not. Your sex-making, it's mechanical.
It is mechanical. What else could it be?
Don't lie to me.
How have I lied to you?
You're here with me, yet you think of her. She's stolen you away, that other one. You want her more. You do.
There you are, comrade. If I may say so, you could have chosen a better time to be sick.
It was not deliberate, I assure you, comrade second engineer.
As you say. I'm sorry, comrade. We're all devoted to the Integral project.
Of course.
Thing is, we had some trouble here.
With the Integral? What kind of trouble? I'm away for one day and things collapse.
It's not as bad as that.
Tell me what happened.
A man got up here. Like your lady friend the other day.
A man? What man?
That's it. His uniform didn't have his number on it. No way to tell who he was. Sneaking around up there. Anyway, we spotted him and called the Guardians. They'll get it out of him. They'll put him in the bell.
They will indeed. So, then...
And that was it.
An isolated aberration.
Maybe.
What do you mean, comrade?
Can't you feel them?
Who? Feel who?
Dunno.
You've lost me, comrade. Is that all? We should be making our inspection.
I don't know who they are, but I can feel them. Watching. We don't know who they are, but we know they're there. It seems to me, comrade. Sorry.
Have you heard of the new operation?
Pardon?
The medics have developed a new surgical procedure by which the imagination can be removed.
Is that a fact?
They're looking out for volunteers. Perhaps you should apply. Now, comrade, let's get on, shall we? I never noticed days before. They were planned, full, marked off on the calendar, a form of order like anything else. But now I notice minutes, seconds, oddments of time that endure like eternities. Because I do not hear from her, from I-330. I wait here for her now in my apartment with her ticket on my desk in front of me and watch the clock losing its memory on the way to 2100 hours, the personal hour. Nothing's personal in one state. That's the idea. I'm lost. I saw her on the walk 3 days ago. I saw her hand in hand with S, and with another. All I recall are his long white fingers. And they turned as one to look at me as they went past, and she mouthed to them the word integral. Time has escaped me. And she has not kept her appointment. I am alone and not alone. Someone is watching. I must give myself up. Comrade S?
Yes, comrade.
There is no need to follow me anymore.
Is that so?
I give up. I give myself into your hands. Do with me whatever must be done.
I see. Then would you step this way?
This is medical, not the Guardian's.
Indeed.
Why bring me here?
You are sick, are you not?
I don't know. I hope so.
Is him? Sit down here, comrade. Let me look at him.
Your fingers.
Long and artistic, I like to think.
Didn't I see you in the crowd? With Comrade S?
Who knows?
Will I be punished?
Hold still, please. Punished?
Who can tell?
Well, it's as we suppose.
You see?
What is it?
Comrade Engineer, you must prepare yourself for some difficult news. I have to tell you that you are developing a soul.
My God, that sounds serious.
Very.
A soul, though? What does it mean, a soul?
You are becoming imaginative.
Oh, no.
Seemingly random phenomena will distract you intensely. A drop of water on a window, the banality of music playing on every street corner, the tastelessness of your food, the swing of a female's hair as she walks. Anything and everything will press in on you irresistibly and unforgettably.
Especially time.
And art.
And sex.
Especially sex.
Can anything be done, Doctor?
The condition is incurable.
Christ.
But not necessarily fatal.
No.
And you're not alone, Comrade Engineer.
There are many in your condition.
Trust me, I'm a doctor. By the way, when you're dead, would you mind if we preserved your brain in alcohol? Purely for the purposes of research.
Later, Comrade Doctor. The Comrade Engineer has work to do. He's the builder of the Integral. I take my leave of you.
Then I am honoured, Comrade Engineer. Meanwhile, I recommend you take plenty of walks. Take a stroll along the glass wall to the ancient house. Look at the greenness beyond the glass. Look at the animals looking back at you from the other side. Just don't do it for too long. That will make a little outing. Good day now, comrade.
Little mother, have you seen my friend?
And what friend is that? A coin might help me understand.
A lady friend.
They're inside. Be careful, though. You don't know what you'll find, my son. A lover must be bold to win his lady.
Thank you, little mother. Are you here, Comrade I? Those clothes are hers, that yellow dress. Those under things. No, let me out! Don't leave me in the dark. I can't get out. It's falling! No! I must have lost consciousness. Perhaps because of the impact. When I awoke, I realized that I lay on the floor of an elevator. My finger ends were raw from scrabbling at the sides of the shaft. In front of me, a strip-lit corridor stretched away apparently to infinity. The lights, suspended on chains, swung slightly. There was a faint breeze. I take a right turn, a left turn, and so on, even though very soon I know that for me there is no way back from this labyrinth of patient lights and further corridors. I continue as if determined to destroy myself. I check my watch. It has stopped. Doctor, what are you...
Quiet, man. Wait here.
What is this place?
So, Comrade D, you found your way to us. I wondered how long it would take you.
I was looking for you. You abandoned me. I had to find you. What is all this place?
It all depends how much you want to know.
I'm sorry?
Do you want to know just enough to kill you?
Look,
Which is your current situation?
A little knowledge is a dangerous thing.
Especially where states are concerned.
Or would you like to know enough, perhaps, to save you?
You see this place, this underworld, these corridors. You have the sense of projects carried forward in the night of the deep earth, but this is nothing. This is the merest taste of things to come, the faintest sign of another world. This is a mere local conspiracy compared...
Compared to what?
He isn't ready, Doctor. Not quite yet.
This may sting a little.
What?
Never mind that now. Come here. That's right. This way. Just a little further.
I don't understand.
That's right.
When I awoke, I lay on the bed in that room in the old house. The dress and the underthings lay beside me like the garments of a ghost. I could see the door I'd passed through firmly closed. I remembered the voice of I-330, which said,
"The day after tomorrow."
And then nothing at all. I lay there as if I'd been emptied, watching sunlight crawl across the wardrobe mirror. Someone else was here. I looked round for a hiding place. Under the bed.
Gone again? Gone again? Oh, that's it, my beauty. That's your yellow dress. And that's the smell of you still on it. To know your enemy, isn't that what all of us need? To know them intimately. I'll call again, my little perfumed houri. Yes, I will.
In We, D503 was played by Anton Lesser, I-330 by Joanna Riding, and R13 by Don Warrington. You was played by Bridget Forsyth, O90 by Julia Rounthwaite, and The Benefactor by Russell Dixon. The Tannoy was played by Emma Clark, the second engineer by Paul Virag, S by Patrick Bridgman, and Babushka by Judith Davis. We was written by Yevgeniy Zamyatin and adapted for radio by Sean O'Brien. It was directed in Manchester by Jim Poyser.
In the perfect society of one state, life is conducted according to the principles of rationality. Dissent is punishable by death. D503 is the chief engineer of the spaceship Integral, but he's fallen in love with I-330, who's part of an underground revolutionary movement determined to destroy the state.
"10 days to the maiden flight of the spacecraft Integral. 10 days' labour in which a man, for example the engineer D503, myself, might hope for the restoration of his reason after a period of uncertainty. I see my hands at work with pencil and a calculator. I hear my voice instructing the second engineer and answering 1,000 questions from as many official sources. I descend to the bowels of the engines, then stare down from the cockpit on the city. All will be ready. All perfect. All to serve the greater glory of one state and transmit our perfect wisdom to the furthest stars. All is in order. Reason is supreme. And in the evenings, just now and again, I find myself making love to I-330, the deadliest foe of the state, who would destroy it as carelessly as she consumes my eager passion and dismantles the reason that gives me purpose. I am lost. But this is one state.
A moment, Comrade Engineer D503.
Yes, Comrade Concierge.
Correspondence has arrived addressed to you.
Many thanks.
It is of an irregular nature.
I see.
I must tell you I've used my discretion in this matter.
Discretion?
vis-à-vis the Guardians. For your sake, Comrade Engineer.
Then I must thank you, Comrade Concierge, although I do not understand. So, am I to receive this item of correspondence?
You poor thing.
I beg your pardon?
I notice things, you know.
I would think so, yes.
I notice you.
I am one among many. I am one of us, unworthy of such scrutiny.
I sense your weariness and solitude, my dear. I'm older than you.
Please do not worry on my account. Your analysis is mistaken.
You need a helping hand. One day you will be old. Perhaps I should accompany you there, along the road of life.
Comrade,
My dear.
Consider, please, what is appropriate to our daily intercourse.
I shall, my dear. I'll give it careful thought.
You will?
And when I've thought it through, I will decide if I have strength for such a sacrifice as would be necessitated.
For what? A sacrifice?
To give myself. One should not do so lightly at my time of life.
No, of course.
So I will let you know what I decide.
Good night, then, comrade, you.
One moment.
What is it?
You're forgetting your letter.
I'm sorry?
You see what I mean? You need looking after, Comrade Engineer, or else where will you be? Forgetting a letter from Comrade O?
You must know that for me there can never be a minute, or an hour, or a day in springtime without you. You saw me with R, but he's nothing to me. Just an appointment I made to make you jealous, and that didn't work either. You don't care. Because I love you, I must take a few more days to try to assemble the wreckage of myself into something resembling the former 090. You remember her, of course. And then I shall go and fill in the relevant form myself in order to show that I am withdrawing my registration from you.
Clear the blast apron. All workers, clear blast apron. Test firing in 30 seconds.
Are they all out from under there?
Should be.
Check equilibrium.
Within standard variation?
I want it equal, comrade.
So do we all, comrade.
Then make it happen. Hold off firing.
Cutting it short. Maintenance team to blast apron. Await order.
15 seconds to firing.
Override the command.
I did.
10 seconds.
Do it again.
It's locked.
It can't be locked. Who's locked it? Override.
Nothing.
The maintenance crew are in there. Get them out.
5 seconds.
The tannoy's closed. I can't understand it.
No.
Firing now.
Get a medical team in there.
But there'll be nothing left, not even ashes.
Obey the command. Let us follow the procedures.
Ambulance to the blast apron now.
Congratulations, comrades, on a wholly successful test of the engines of the Integral. Console yourselves for the accident which killed your colleagues, with the knowledge that the universe lies open there before us. Lastly, do not forget to vote in the election.
Pour encourager les autres.
What's that?
It's nothing, comrade. Only words. S, of course, was at my back the whole way home from the Integral site. A patient comrade with well-made shoes, like all the footwear here in one state. Patiently he waits out in the street, staring upwards through a mile of glass, to lend me his reassurance. I am not alone. How could I be? Yes, comrade?
A message from Comrade I330. Here are the instructions. She's unable to join you, but asks that you will follow these instructions precisely.
But there's a pink slip here.
Correct.
I don't understand.
It is explained in the instructions. Thank you, Comrade. Goodbye.
Comrade Engineer, I must ask you to trust me. At the time stated on the pink slip, lower your blinds as if we were together for the personal hour. I need it to be believed that I am with you then. I hope I can rely on your cooperation. Yours, I.
Desire, they call it. Generalized desire. It doesn't exist. It bears no measurement, obeys no rule, conforms to no shape. When desire is in you, any body will do. Little mother, where are you? It's me.
There's no one here now. Go away. There's no use you're looking. There's nobody here. Go on.
I don't understand.
That's as may be, Mr. Engineer. Don't hang around.
Comrade O.
I need an answer. Did you receive my letter?
An answer? What was the question?
Don't be cruel.
I'm sorry, you're right about me. What you say is true. What can I say?
I'm going then. You need never see me again.
Perhaps that's for the best.
Can you not understand?
I'm sorry?
Sorry. Sorry. What use is being sorry?
I am.
I want a child. I want you to give me a child. Give me a child and then I'll go.
You cannot say such things.
Why not? It's true.
Talk quietly.
Yes, yes.
What you ask is quite impossible. You know it is forbidden. You know the reproductive regulations. Every schoolgirl
Well,
knows.
damn the regulations.
Are you mad?
Quite possibly.
The guardians will put you in the diving bell. Then see how rebellious you feel.
I don't care. At least I will have felt the life inside me.
Impossible.
You're on your own tonight.
Yes?
That other one. The one you're mooning after. She's not like me, I bet. I bet she wouldn't ask.
I can't discuss it.
And I bet she wouldn't offer anything at all like this. She wouldn't simply give herself and damn the world. When I was there with R, your friend, the poet, it was you I wanted when I did it with him. Could you tell? I know it's wrong, that all I want's forbidden, but it's true. It's all for you. Just give me what I want and then I'll go away. You know you want to, Comrade Engineer. For old time's sake. Come on. You can be as mechanical as you like.
I haven't got your pink ticket.
Well, use the one that's lying on your desk. It's hers, I suppose.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact.
She stood you up. Well, let's be practical. Why waste an opportunity? Just go downstairs and hand it in, and I'll be here in bed when you come back. Go on now, Engineer. My desiring machine.
I meant to ask about your epic, Engineer. How's it progressing?
It is progressing sideways.
That sounds a little avant-garde. You should be careful.
I am finding my way.
Art, like everything else, is governed by reason.
Are you certain?
Are you not? More arrests. The Guardians are cleaning up before the day of unanimity.
Look at them. The prisoners.
No, thank you. Irrationality is catching.
Let go of you, thug! Release me! Release you, comrade! Are you mad? Try this!
Leave them alone!
Who said that?
Me! Just let them go!
I will take you too, then. Hold her down!
I think that's Comrade I.
Forget it. Keep walking.
I can't.
No.
You fool.
Let go of her!
Oh, you want some?
Comrade I! Comrade I!
You picked the wrong person to save, comrade! My name is E190!
Sorry. My mistake.
Oh, too late for that now, comrade.
Wake up, Comrade Engineer.
What is this place?
Of course, you won't have seen it before. This is a cell in a Guardian station.
It was a misunderstanding. I thought the woman was someone else.
Evidently.
Can I be killed for that?
Engineer D503, when you intervened in the due process of punishment out in the square during the leisure walk today, you were clearly in no condition to act or think rationally. You are a sick man. So sick you get your sick notes in advance. You choose your friends unwisely, and you think too much, when your entire function is to serve the spacecraft integral on behalf of one state and the benefactor. Self-consciousness, comrade, is a disease. This is what is written in the record. You may go now. Don't forget to turn out to vote.
friendly reminder, comrades. Tomorrow is a holiday. All are to assemble in the Great Square for the election.
Comrade Concierge, I have a visitor. Here is the slip.
A pink slip?
Yes.
You're sick, my dear, as anyone can see. Not normal. I tell you this from kindness.
May I have the counterfoil?
There is normal and there is abnormal, and you are destroying yourself. No one will tell you this, no one but me.
You are abnormal, my boy. I alone can save you from your femme fatale.
She could be right.
But I don't care. I have this... The word sounds strange. This happiness.
For now?
I have it here and now, no matter what it costs.
My engineer. Can you be certain?
I have abandoned certainty by doing this. The laws that hold the world in place have been repealed.
It's dangerous. And if the laws no longer hold, what becomes of the integral?
What? The integral is my work. I shall go on with it.
You think you can?
I must.
And is your rocket nearly ready?
Almost.
How can you be sure?
We're going to test it naturally. I love you, Comrade High. I wish you'd tell me everything. I wish you'd lead me through the labyrinth.
You're sure?
Oh, yes.
You'll do as I say and follow me anywhere, right to the end, if that's what it takes?
Command me.
Pass me that.
You're leaving. It's not time.
When the holiday is over and the election is complete, I promise you, you'll know everything.
Why must you always go? Believe it or not, in ancient times, elections were held in which there was no way of knowing in advance who would win. It is impossible to see how anyone thought such an approach could offer any secure basis for the establishment and maintenance of a regime. Fortunately, we have come some way from those ignorant practices. Ours is a world of order, reason and structure. The benefactor is re-elected each year in a mood of joyous affirmation of strength through unity. We are one state. The history of one state does not reveal a single instance of dissent. No voice has ever spoken out against the benefactor's re-election. How could it be otherwise? I see how everybody votes. Everybody sees how I vote. Together, we add up to the single we. Dissent, I repeat, is unknown. We are one state.
It seems more crowded than ever.
There are still people queuing for miles to cast the vote.
Rank sometimes has its advantages. A seat at the beheading, so to speak.
Citizens of one state, now we rise for the benefactor.
Citizens of one state, once again the day of unanimity is upon us. Once again we affirm the oneness of one state. Once again, when the trumpet sounds, I shall ask you to silently raise your hands if you decide in favor of my re-election. Let the trumpet sound. The overwhelming scale of your support is humbling, my fellow citizens. I accept your verdict. We shall celebrate. But first, sound the fanfare again, so that anyone who wishes to do so may cast a vote against.
I say no!
Down with the benefactor!
Down
with
one
state!
Death to the states!
My God, what's happening?
Well, something for a change.
Guardians, do your duty. Remove the malignants. Remove the malignants. Citizens of one state, aid your guardians.
Stand up! Stand up on your hind legs!
That one! Down there!
Malignant in row 30, surrender.
Stand up, brothers! Save me and save yourselves!
He's had it.
People are standing there.
People are sheep.
What should we do?
Sit tight. It's promising material at any rate.
Halt and you will not be harmed. Halt!
Fire at will.
Citizens of one state, be still. Maintain order. Remain seated. The benefactor has safely departed in order to mastermind the defense of one state against the malignant.
Now, there's something you don't see very often.
Look, there's her. Down where the Guardians are firing. What can we do?
I see her. What a pity.
I can't just leave her.
Don't be a fool. There's nothing you can do.
Let me pass. Let me pass!
The baby inside me! Don't hurt the baby!
Come on! Come with me, quickly! Under the stands, come! The city looks over its shoulder in fear and discovers itself there watching. So now I know everything. Do I? I know fear and confusion and panic, but I knew them before, albeit on a smaller scale. I know that today there impossibly were votes against the re-election of the benefactor, and that deaths followed and will still be following now in the white cellars among the instruments of the Guardians. This too I knew before, in some sense. If I know everything, then I have always known it, unknowingly. What use is this book now? All it serves is the addiction to go on writing in it secretly at the end of time. I mean, the end of my time. For I hardly think I can survive. What are you doing here?
Where's your friend O?
Asleep. At home.
I saw what you did. It was courageous.
I missed you somehow in the crowd.
But now you know. Switch on the news. It's almost time.
Comrades, the day so long anticipated, the day of unanimity, was marked today by the re-election of the benefactor for the 48th time, unopposed. The solemn occasion was marred by a slight disturbance caused by enemy...
The crisis is coming, you see.
Crisis? What crisis? Whatever it is,
The revolt?
The revolt is over. It was crushed, as we will be for speaking in this way.
Today it was a sign.
A sign that the state will crush you.
It was a sign that there are unknown things.
If you say so.
A sign that tomorrow is unknown.
It makes no sense.
I will show you, Comrade Engineer, precisely what we have to offer.
Forgive me if I don't lose any sleep.
I'll leave now.
Of course. So nothing's changed.
My appointment for the personal hour.
With whom?
Don't ask.
Just tell me.
Your friend the poet, R13.
Not with him, not him.
Well, what am I to do?
Just tell me what you want.
You know where to go, Comrade Engineer. Good night.
Not him!
But what has one to do with the other? In one state, jealousy does not exist. How could it? Good night.
We're managing just barely to keep to the schedule, Comrade Engineer.
So I would hope.
Despite the,
I'm sorry, Comrade Second Engineer?
Despite the disturbances during the election.
Which I understand were so minor as scarcely to merit the name.
Anyway, we shall be ready.
Let us continue undistracted.
Only a week now, supposing there are no mishaps.
The security is impenetrable, Comrade.
Have you seen the writing on the walls?
Writing?
Someone's been writing on the walls of buildings all over the city and in the metro stations.
No, I've seen nothing, and neither should you, Comrade.
I know, yes.
We must get on. Have you the passenger manifest?
Yes, here.
A great many people for a test flight, don't you think so, Comrade?
We can accommodate them all, and still the Integral will have room to spare.
Let's not encourage them, eh?
The word that is written on the wall.
Comrade, please.
It says Dionysus.
Yes? What of it?
Dionysus. I don't know what that means, do you?
I've no idea, Comrade.
Perhaps it means nothing.
I think that's very likely.
The point is to be ready.
And so we are, Comrade. This is our work, the Integral Project. We will bring it successfully to completion. What else are we to do but our duty to one state? Little Mother? Little Mother, are you there?
You're a fool, boy, aren't you?
Very possibly.
So you want to die before your time, do you, son?
Of course not. What are you talking about, Mother?
Then go home.
I can't.
Of course you can't, my son. You lost your heart a long time back. It can't be helped. Oh, well, you know your way by now.
The bedroom?
My darling, if you know, you know. If not, you may be dead already. God bless you, darling.
This isn't... I mean... What is it?
Is it hard to make sense of, engineer?
But there are comrades here.
Of course.
And these others, dressed in... What is that?
Animal skins.
But who are they? What's that smell? The noise is frightening. The opposite of music.
Oh, come on, engineer. Cheer up. They're glad to see us, can't you tell? Are you really frightened?
Of course I am. You mean you're not?
Out here, I feel at home.
What do you mean, out here?
Oh, come on, it's obvious.
Are we outside the city wall?
Yes. Thank God. Oh, just breathe it in. Here, give the engineer a drink. He's had a trying day.
It tastes like fire.
Save some for me.
The music's not so bad, really. But there's too much green. And things on four legs moving.
Dogs.
Dogs? What kind of word is that, I ask you? Dogs. It's ridiculous. Can I have some more to drink? Are those people smoking? Let's try that.
In a little while. Look, comrade, take my hand. We have to go up these stairs in the rock. Just up here. Onto the platform, that's it.
Dionysus, Dionysus, Dionysus.
Who is Dionysus?
You are.
What?
And so am I, and so is everybody here.
How can that be?
We are lords of misrule. We are energy, we are sex. We are the fearsome, irrational powers from under the earth. And so are you now. Dionysus!
Dionysus!
My friends! My friends! Today we have an honored guest. He's come to join our struggle. The day is very near when we shall storm the walls of one state. Hey! We shall rise from every manhole and cellar, unstoppable as water, voracious as fire, and we shall inherit the earth. Hey! We shall sweep away the walls, the laws, the empire of surveillance, and the narrow slavery of reason. We shall overthrow the benefactor and all his guardians. But ours is not the only world, my friends. There are 1,000 worlds, 1,000,000 worlds beyond the earth. The benefactor and his councils know this, and they plan to carry slavery into the depths of space to make the universe again in their dead image. They are building a ship for the transport of one-state ideology to Venus and Alpha Centauri. And our guest, my friends, today, he is the builder of the ship, the engineer. The engineer has all his life been a loyal citizen of one state, a good comrade like many of us here, who gave his talent and his heart to serve. And then, for him as for so many others, the crisis came. Belief deserted him. He saw that the greatest enemy of one state was the people itself, and that he was one of the people. And he has seen the light and joined our revolutionary cause. And he will help us take this ship, and in taking it, perfect the overthrow of one state. We are fortunate, are we not, to find a friend like this to serve the cause?
Contra reason! Contra reason!
What am I supposed to say?
Say nothing, comrade. Smile and wave and stand there looking humble. Perfect.
No, but I want to. I should.
Very well. Friends, give a hearing to our guest.
Comrades, citizens, what am I to call you? Worshippers of Dionysus, dwellers beyond the wall, I am glad to meet you at last. And to add my efforts to your own. Give me a drink. That's better. What I would say is that in the days to come it is the duty of all,
The privilege of all, the right of all, to overthrow at last the bonds of reason, to tear the statutes and the tables of figures and equations into shreds, and to go completely mad. Go mad! Go mad!
Go mad!
I like the sound of that.
You've never mentioned the integral before.
It's pretty obvious, surely.
I don't know. Look down there under the trees. See? It's S.
Impossible, darling. People like S can't imagine somewhere like this exists. How could he possibly know?
It's you he wants.
Now you've discovered jealousy. You're really living it to the full. Well, anyway, he's not there now. Not that he ever was. Drink up, engineer, and come with me.
Citizens of furthermost space, dwellers in the light of Orion's belt, or in the cracks in the mortar that holds up the bricks in the wall at the end of the universe, I apologize. This project, which began with modest hopes of offering aid to understanding the ordinary life of a citizen of one state, has shown me descending at increasing speed into neurosis and beyond. If I had any sense, I'd have the operation. It simply does no good to think like this. There is no place for it. But I have seen the non-place. I have been outside. I have been outside the world and occupied the impossible position, the view from nowhere. The result is sexual exhaustion, an unquenchable headache, and exponentially ramifying paranoia. In other words, my condition bears a suspicious resemblance to happiness. Two of you.
Comrade Engineer, my duty is to warn you.
This female seems to have made it her mission to protect you from me, as though her sexual opinions were specially privileged, or as if you, Engineer, were a child. Does she have your permission for this?
That's right, he is a child. He just can't see what it is you're... all that you've been... He can't see without my help. I'm doing my duty by him.
Comrade Concierge.
Yes, darling.
Go away.
I beg your pardon?
Go.
I've only done this for your benefit.
Then don't.
If that is what you wish.
It is.
I hope you will not live to regret it.
We shall see. Goodbye. I'm sorry, she seems obsessed with me.
Apparently, she's not the only one. You know, one word from you and I'd be dead. They'd take me to the cellars, then they'd put me in the bell.
Trust me. I am the loyal engineer.
Well, then. You know all the auditorium and conference halls are closed?
When was this?
Tonight, as I was coming here. All over the city, they're moving in hundreds of operating tables and boxes of equipment. Thousands of medics with guardians to watch, setting up enough operating theatres for the whole city. Needless to say, the streets are empty otherwise.
What does it mean?
We don't know yet. They must suspect something. But still, perhaps we're not too late. Everyone must remember, at the given time, to do as you said. Go mad.
Go mad. It makes more sense out there, outside the wall.
Then we must let it in.
We could just... we too, go outside and leave all this. Give up the city. Live outside the walls, go mad in private. A personal madness.
That is no longer possible. Are you committed?
Yes. Of course. Who is it?
Urgent message for Comrade I. Let me in, Comrade Engineer.
What is it?
Guardians are searching floor by floor. They're just downstairs. And S is with them.
S?
They'll be here any minute. We must go.
Relax.
Please go. I don't want them to catch you.
It's all so personal with you, my engineer.
Please, Comrade I.
The old house tomorrow, engineer. To receive instructions.
Goodbye. Good luck. Think if I'm searched.
Guardians, open up or have it broken down. Search it all.
Comrade S, you should know Comrade D, the engineer.
Comrade Engineer?
The builder of the Integral.
Of course. A figure well known to the state, of whom much is expected in the days that lie ahead.
He works himself to death.
Is this true?
I do my duty, Comrade S, as you do yours.
Of course you do. Duty never ends. It is the condition of life.
Perhaps if I knew what you're looking for.
That pile of manuscript. Why don't you show me that? This is rather ambiguous, Comrade.
It isn't very good.
Do you mean true?
Perhaps I mean as art.
Oh, art.
My epic of the ordinary life, the work I'm writing, which will ride inside the Integral when it sets out for deep space.
Fascinating. We must all have art.
I could make you a copy, Comrade.
Thank you. No, that will be all. We finished here. On to the next one, comrades.
We are one state.
Okay. Yes, comrade, we are.
Look at this mess. I'll clear it up.
That won't be necessary, Comrade Concierge.
You're sure?
I am. Good night.
Where are you going?
Why have you followed me? It's dangerous.
I thought that you might come to me.
I meant to. It's just there's so much to be done.
I don't understand. You saved me, and you saved our child, and now you just abandon us.
It's difficult to explain.
It's still that other one, though, isn't it? Your other whore. This is where you go to her.
Please, don't shout.
Oh, what does shouting matter now? They'll kill me anyway.
I warned you.
Coward. Go on, then. Go to your other mistress, then. At least I felt the life inside.
I can take you to safety.
Oh, nowhere is safe. This place is death.
Then nowhere is the place to go.
You're making fun of me.
I'm going underground.
Oh, of course
it's
you are.
True.
There's nothing there.
There is.
But what?
You would be safe. You could give birth out there and keep your child. There are people who would look after you when the time comes. You could be free. Stay here like this, and when the child is born, they'll not so much as let you hold it in your arms before they take it to the creche. And then they'll take you to the bell, Comrade O. There is a chance, if you come with me now.
This is her doing, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
She's down there, isn't she? You think I want her charity? I want to kill her, engineer, for taking you from me. I'd rather die. Unless you come with me.
I can't. I'm sorry. It's not possible.
Then there's nothing left to say.
What about the child?
At least the child will live. Anyway, what's it to you?
Don't go. We haven't finished.
Goodbye.
Please!
Foolish boy. All tangled up in womenfolk.
What? What's it got to do with you?
Oh, nothing, comrade.
I'm sorry.
Too late for that, my lad. Best be off with the old love before you begin with the new.
I beg your pardon.
That's what they used to say. Perhaps it's true. Now, if you're going in, go in, my son. It isn't safe to hang around out here.
Are you listening?
Of course. Go on.
The day after tomorrow.
I'm sorry?
Is when you make the test flight of the Integral, correct?
Correct.
That's when we take the ship.
That would be very difficult.
There's no alternative. The roundups have begun. The surgical gangs are pulling in those who haven't volunteered for the operation. And our people will be killed.
Our people?
The dozen Dionysians already in custody. There'll be a show execution before the benefactor unless we can incite the city to revolt. If we take the Integral, the people will know what can be achieved. We use its weaponry to attack the state, a sign to everyone.
Still difficult.
Are you refusing?
No, I'm being realistic.
It's much too late for that, my engineer.
I grew up believing the revolution was done, was over.
There is no end of revolutions. But that's a story for another time. The Integral will be loaded with dignitaries and officials.
And spies.
And bureaucrats from every ministry and secretariat, desperate for representation on the august occasion. The maiden voyage of the Integral, the most powerful symbol of itself that one state has yet created. A vessel of ideological vanity, the like of which the world has never seen. We mean to take this symbol. We shall turn the Integral against the state. Will you help us? Are you one of us?
I am, of course.
When the ship stabilizes in orbit about the Earth, before beginning its descent through the atmosphere, the guests will be ushered into the viewing area. As engineer, Your duties will be to oversee the technical performance of the integral and also to be on hand to receive the guests when they assemble for lunch. Do your duty. After 5 minutes, you will be called away. When you leave the viewing area, secure the door.
And that is all?
We will have people inside the room. They will do what is necessary.
There will be bloodshed?
Eggs and omelettes, engineer.
That's what they tell the eggs.
Beware of that imagination, comrade. Until tomorrow, then.
All I need to do to set the people free is lock a door. Why hesitate? A child could do this. I can, if I wish, practice in my apartment. I have several doors, both manual and automatic. It is apt that the great cause should depend on such a simple action. I'm terrified. The deed is too close. My hand is itching to get out of my pocket a day from now, while my mind would like to retire from time altogether. The searches go on. There are shouts and pleadings in the corridors, sirens in the streets below. It is as if the event is happening already without me. Can that idea comfort me? Let me repeat it to myself. How much do I want to live? An infinite amount or just a lot? Let me measure sex against death in a rational manner. Let me sleep for 1,000 years.
Citizens of one state, here is an important announcement. Listen closely and follow the instructions that follow. We stand up now for the benefactor.
From now on, friends and comrades, all citizens of one state will be perfect. Perfection will be compulsory for all. Science, that scalpel of reason, has at last uncovered the source of error and distraction. It is a malign growth deep in the core of the human brain, a parasitic organism with no useful purpose. Science has tracked the creature to its lair and now intends to kill it in every individual. The name of this affliction is imagination, a loathsome flaw in the edifice of reason since time began, but no longer. With the imagination dead, then time shall be no more. There is not a moment to waste. Idleness, distraction, dreams, and discontent can all be incinerated in an instant with the thermal probe. Hurry, now, to your nearest auditorium or medical center to receive the free compulsory operation. It is entirely painless and will leave no memory of the event. This way, freedom lies. The final obstacle surmounted, so that it may be truly said, we are one state. Citizens, do not delay. May science bless you all.
Have you seen them? The operations?
Not really.
I stood and watched one through the window in the medical centre. Kind of a display.
Yeah?
6 medics swarming around the patient's head. Couldn't see much. A drilling sound, a smell like burning bone. There was quite a crowd. But you know what? No one was rushing to join in. And the Guardians were there taking numbers.
Early days, I dare say.
Maybe, Comrade Engineer.
Comrade, you. What are you doing in my apartment?
As concierge, I may enter any part of my assigned building.
But what are you doing in this part?
I've come to share my happiness.
I'm glad to hear of it. Now, if
tomorrow or the next day it will come. You will join the queue for the operation with all the rest, with me, and you will be saved. You will be born again. You will give up writing this diary, this dangerous stuff.
That's private, comrade. That manuscript is private. Give it to me, please. Thank you.
Privacy is just one of the ideas that will vanish entirely in the days to come.
When I walked down the street just now, I saw my shadow cast in front of me by the sun. Tomorrow or the next day we shall lose our shadows. We shall forget we ever possessed them. That's the idea, isn't it? The sun will shine straight through us.
Oh, that silly talk again. I wouldn't let the children talk like that. The point, Comrade Engineer, is that when we love, we must love without mercy. You'll see. When the parasite is scorched out of your brain, you'll see how things are, how happiness is. I'll be waiting then, my engineer.
I didn't think you'd come.
Why not?
With all the preparations.
My ship is ready.
Your ship?
For the moment, yes.
And the other preparations?
The Guardians are everywhere, herding people to the medical centres.
People are sheep.
Will your plans still go ahead?
Oh, yes.
The odds are poor.
The odds are not the point. But, Comrade Engineer, I will not try to force you to participate.
And what would you do without the ship?
We think of something else.
Too late for that. There will be no one left to save, to free.
Well, then?
I am no revolutionary, comrade. My motives are perfectly selfish. I want you, and I do not wish to be saved by one state. Is that enough?
That will be enough, comrade. I'll see you on the Integral.
You can't. It's far too dangerous. I'm afraid we may have been betrayed by Comrade Yu, the concierge.
It is entirely possible. I am naturally an invited guest from the Ministry of Culture. But if we fail, no matter, it's too late now. What choice have we? Besides, I wouldn't miss the voyage for the world.
Running ignition tests. Ready for firing, engineer.
Release the gantry.
No accidents this time, we hope.
How man to that?
5.
Fire on 0.
4. 3. 2. 1. Ignition.
Fire manual.
Firing manual. I bet that shut the bastards up. Did you feel that?
I did indeed.
Oh, that's power, that.
Release first stage.
First stage released.
Adjust for orbit.
Adjusting.
Time I went to see our guests.
I'd like to see that view as well.
I'll describe it to you. Privilege of command.
We've really done it, haven't we?
We have.
We've won.
Congratulations, engineer. We are aloft.
Now will you write your poem?
It's in my mind already. I see you as Phaeton.
Now you've lost me.
In ancient mythology, Phaeton was the child of the sun god Helios. Helios asked his son what gift he desired. Phaeton asked to drive his father's chariot team about the heavens for a day. His father frowned and warned him that this might be too much to attempt. But the proud and eager godling would not listen, and so his father reluctantly agreed to the request. When Phaeton bid his father's horses race, all went well at first, but, as I need hardly tell you, soon he found the team, the reins, the chariot, harder and harder, and then impossible to control. The horses of the sun went galloping towards the earth, nearer, nearer. Surely the earth below must be incinerated.
And then?
You'll have to wait and see.
Comrade Poet, why must you tease your friend?
I might ask you the same.
He likes it when I do it.
I will see you later, Comrade I.
Let us hope so.
And thank you for your encouragement, my friend. Too clever by half. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I might have your attention for a moment. Welcome to the maiden test flight of the Integral. This is an historic day when we escape the bonds of Earth. At present we are orbiting the Earth at a speed relative to the planet's own revolution. You can make out the oceans and land masses below. The moon will rise in the eastern sky as we proceed, and on our descent you will enjoy an unprecedented view of one state itself, the city, its walls, and the wilderness beyond them. Please make yourselves comfortable. The flight attendants will be happy to answer any questions. Further announcements will follow. Thank you. I must return to the bridge to oversee our re-entry.
Leave that alone, Comrade Engineer. Put your hands up. Move away from the door.
Comrade Second Engineer.
You are under arrest.
I don't understand.
Guardians, make it clear to him.
Let me have in you!
Hey.
Come here! Ah!
Open your eyes now, Comrade Engineer. Now you can see clearly once again.
What is this place?
This is my library, in which I like to think. You too are fond of thinking, Engineer.
Not for much longer, I imagine.
Do you know who the operation is for?
It is for everyone.
But those who really need it are few. They are the elite, the scientists, the intelligentsia. In short, people such as you. You were educated and trained by one state, housed, fed, protected from disease and malign incursions alike. You are the finest exponent currently active in your field of work. That is why it fell to you to oversee the design, the building, the testing, and the flight of the Integral, the most prestigious and significant scientific engineering project in the illustrious history of one state. You alone, it was felt by those who serve among the highest councils, could be relied upon to see the matter through. And alas, Comrade Engineer D503, we were wrong. There was a weakness in the system. You, one of the, I may use the phrase, high priests of reason, were corrupted with irrationality. The surgical operation now being unanimously performed has not come a moment too soon. You want to destroy us. To destroy one state, is this true?
You know it is.
And you plan to replace it with freedom?
Something like that.
Freedom has a long and terrible history, my friend. I know this, if you do not. The benefactor has many roles. Lawgiver, savior, friend, and idol, guide.
And tyrant.
If necessary. A tyrant? Yes. I must be a philosopher king for the people of one state. A guarantee of the very earth on which the citizenry stand. Mine is the view from nowhere, Comrade Engineer. What do people fear most? Tell me, please.
They fear the benefactor and death in the machine.
No. What they fear most is freedom.
Not everyone is the same. Not everyone.
Not everyone, no. A tiny fraction of malcontents imagines its neurosis and derangement are the general case. Their time has come, they say. Indeed it has. Within a day, the Integral will incinerate their forests. What remains will be a continent of ash. And where is Dionysus then? A god without a place? No god at all.
Then why do people fear the operation? Why do they delay? Why must bands of guardians drag them to the medical centers?
No one is complaining afterwards.
Someone will always resist.
Yes. Look at the screen now. Under the bell. This is your co-conspirator and mistress, Comrade I-330, is it not?
Let her go.
I want you to understand, Engineer. Let her breathe. Continue questions.
Is the engineer D503 part of your conspiracy?
I will answer no questions.
The choice is yours, Malignant. Extract the air.
No, for God's sake, stop. You'll kill her.
Ask her again.
Is the engineer D503 part of your conspiracy?
I have nothing to say.
Extract the air.
Why must you do this?
You could help, perhaps.
I won't betray her.
There is nothing to betray. We know everything already. All we seek is her obedience.
What must I do?
Speak to her.
Very well.
Restore the oxygen. Now, ask her.
Comrade I, it's me, your engineer.
They took you then.
The game is up. Cooperate.
They've turned you.
No, not at all. It's hopeless. Everything we dreamed is known of and destroyed. Answer their questions and the torture will stop.
What would be the point of that?
You'd live.
I will answer no questions. Goodbye, engineer.
Please!
Goodbye.
Remove the air. Prolong the vacuum.
Don't turn the screen off. I can't see.
Use your imagination.
You'll kill her.
That was her choice. A kind of freedom. But what is the use of a martyr that nobody knows of? She wastes her sweetness on the desert air. An escort for the engineer, please, from my apartment now.
Where are they taking me?
You, my friend, are free to go. Take a walk in the city and see how the revolt is progressing. A stiff fight, certainly, but only one outcome is conceivable. See for yourself.
The Guardians were herding the slow and the unwilling into the operation centres, aided by squads of expressionless new-made zombies. There was smoke in the air to the south. There was gunfire. Aeros fired rockets in the vicinity of the ancient house. The tannoys alternated exhortations with threats and banal music. I was free for this time, expelled from the grip of one state to watch, as I ran between the buildings, the war of one state and Dionysus. A one-day's epic shortly to be expunged from the records, as cleanly as a parasite from the brain. In a station of the metro, in a washroom of the metro, I took shelter from the storm. In one cubicle, an old man raved that he had abolished infinity. In the next, I found my loyal follower S dying of bullet wounds. It was love, he said, not politics. He was one of us, he said, not one of them. It was I-330 he wanted, not me. Desire had killed him. He only pretended to be a spy. This was too much to grasp. I closed the door and washed my hands and studied my face in the washroom mirror, as if I might need to remember it. Outside my building, I watched as they dragged away my old friend, R13.
Comrades, please! I'm R the plumber, not R the poet. Comrades, you are mistaken. I'm R the plumber, not R the poet.
Plumbers, poets, it makes no odds to us. You'll do, Sonny. Get him down. We're going to cut your brains out, comrade.
I nodded as he went howling past. What, after all, could I do? I rode a mile into the sky and returned to the wreck of my apartment. You can imagine who awaited me here, patient as a judge. I am writing on the torn-up leaves of my manuscript book now, for want of occupation. Shots can still be heard sporadically, cries and dull explosions, but the outcome is assured. I can simply tell. It is all up with Dionysus, with counter-revolution and with its agent I-330, whose choking face I see in my mind's eye. And all up with me, Comrade Engineer D, whose book this is, or was. That does not finish, but merely ends. We are one state, it appears, once more. Clearly, when I wrote those pages, and how much time I wasted doing so, I was not in my right mind. Some overstrain had unbalanced my thinking in ways I now find it impossible to understand and distasteful to revisit. I am fortunate to have been cured, fortunate in the infinite generosity of one state towards its citizens, which has fostered my rehabilitation as an electrician and general superintendent in the apartment block where I still live, though now, of course, I have moved to a shared apartment with my late-life companion, Comrade U, the concierge, whose vigilance and common sense help to ensure that there is no danger of a relapse into the indulgence of the strange and pitiful delusions, for that is surely what they are, recorded in the foregoing pages. We are one state.
In We, D503 was played by Anton Lesser, I330 by Joanna Riding, and R13 by Don Warrington. U was played by Bridget Forsyth, O90 by Julia Rounthwaite, and The Benefactor by Russell Dixon. The Tannoy was played by Emma Clark, the second engineer by Paul Virag, S by Patrick Bridgman, and Babushka by Judith Davis. We was written by Yevgeniy Zamyatin and adapted for radio by Sean O'Brien. It was directed in Manchester by Jim Poyser.